4-1.
As amended.
Miami dream continues. Everything going right for Inter Miami.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, and welcome to Inter Miami's Club de Football presentation. This is Xavi Asensi. He is the Chief Business Officer of the club. And welcome to Soccerex.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
What brought you to Inter Miami? How did you appear here? You're born in Spain.
Yes, I was born, well, thank you. Thanks for being here. Good morning, everybody. I was born 1981 in Barcelona. I'm very Mediterranean, despite I spent most of my time in Asia, China mainland, in Hong Kong. I've been 11 years with FC Barcelona. I was the CCO there. And then I received a call from Jorge Mas. And Jorge Mas, for the ones who doesn't know him, he's a man that do not understand the word no. So he has been insisting, and this is how I end up being here. End of 2020, beginning of 2021. Could not be happier.
We can say that in the U.S. The sports calendar of the year, Inter Miami has produced one of the most remarkable feats this year by bringing the best player in the world, Lionel Messi.
Yep.
How did that happen? How did that even get started?
How long do you have? Let me see. If you chase butterflies, they will fly away. If rather than that, you invest your time building a beautiful garden, flies will come, or butterflies will come. So it is not one thing. It is a multifactorial situation that we're talking in here. At the end of the day, what we were thinking what Jorge Mas wanted is Inter Miami to be the reference of football in the United States of America. How I understand that, that depends on who the players are. The better players you have, the better chances you have to score goals, then to win titles, to engage with people. The more we engage with people, the more chances you have to monetize. Hence, you will have more power to get better players, and that's the circle that I believe in.
Yes.
So, if you look at the players, the best player of all time for me, it's Lionel Messi, and I think that nowadays there's no one that can argue about it. But if you want, there's people that is saying that the world is flat as well, so don't worry. But the point,
year after you were born, Diego Maradona came to Barcelona. You don't recall that?
Correct. So the thing is that, okay, how we can do in order that Messi can see this project as an attractive one. So I love data at the end of the day. So if you try to do always the same, it was a non-starter. It's like, if we got to compete with the Qataris, with the Saudis, with the powerhouses in Europe, it's something that you can't compete. So you have to be creative. And thanks to the flexibility, the partnerships that we have, Apple, Adidas, the MLS, Fanatics, etc., and obviously the city of Miami. At the end of the day, life is a matter of tangibles and intangibles. We had the same in Barcelona. At the end of the day, when you are going and you are trying to put a platform in front of a player, of a family, you have things that money cannot buy. I don't know if you've been in Manchester. Have you been there?
Yes.
Do you like the sun?
Yes, there's no much sun there.
Here you are, same as in Paris. So, in order that they compete with you, they have to be able to go the extra mile in a way that we could not. In that case, we were having Miami, and we are having Miami. So if you put everything together, and obviously as well ownership, Jorge, Jose, and David, and the optimism and the ambition that they have, and obviously, as we were saying, the country, the ambition of the league, etc. If you put all these factors together, then you have a plan. And we started working on that plan 2021, I would say.
Okay.
In a way of, trying to understand. This is a matter of empathy. It's putting yourself in other one's shoes. At the end of the day, players are human beings. We are in the people business. So there are some players that what they want is, or they give the most importance to money, family, the conditions in general. So you have to understand, you got to be able to read, because everyone is different. And that's the beauty of a team, I guess.
But in 2021, Messi went to Paris.
That's correct.
And then, but he didn't come here. The club was not ready. What happened?
That's correct. What happened 2021 is that Lionel decided to continue.
Leave Barcelona.
No, he did not decide to leave Barcelona.
The club
did-
decided to part ways with him.
That's more accurate.
Okay.
So Lionel decided to stay in Barcelona, but things went south, and he ended up in Paris. That's what happened. Then it's very difficult to leave home because despite Lionel was born in Rosario, he moved to Barcelona when he was 13. So for him, Barcelona is home. Actually, his 3 sons were born in Catalonia, were in Barcelona in that sense. No? So he was feeling attached to the place. And all of a sudden, he woke up in another city. So everything changed. That opens to us an opportunity because we were not the first movers in here.
Right.
So it was not the first time to move. Sergio Busquets is different. Sergio Busquets has been all his life in Barcelona. So for him to do that move, it has been really complicated from the family standpoint, you know? So that's what I'm saying. It's not one thing. It is a multifactorial situation that you have to analyze. You have to have the empathy. You have to put in the other one's shoes. You have to understand what move the player.
But what do you think it was the convincing factor? Because weather, there's good weather everywhere. Proximity to Argentina, yes, probably that's important.
Everything
Proximity
helped.
to Spain and something in the middle.
Everything helped. I think that the stars align in a way that it will never align, at least that I'm contemporary of. He won the World Cup, and I don't know if you remember, when he won the World Cup, he looked at his family that were in the stadium, and he said, "Ya está." You remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Ya está in Spanish, it means, that's it, we're done, you know? And I think that at that moment, he pulled a huge weight off his shoulders, and he was free in a way of like, I'm not gonna prove anything to anyone. And I think that that opened another window for us to say, okay, we understand that US is not Europe, but maybe US is better than Europe for you now. And let me add one more thing. If you analyze everything, next year, I mean, MLS is growing amazingly. I think that it is the property with the highest growth potential in the sports industry, and kudos to the commissioner and obviously EDQ and Apple and everyone that made it possible. But then it was like the momentum. Next year, Copa America, it's going to be in the United States of America. 2025 FIFA Clubs World Cup is going to be in the United States of America. 2026 World Cup, it's going to be in the United States of America together with Mexico and Canada. And maybe, I don't know, 2027, we are having the Women's World Cup in the United States of America. And then 2028, you have the Olympic Games, which is, so the momentum, it's second to none, it's just spectacular. So I think that there was no one thing, but a lot of things that align, and obviously the support from the city, and as I said, ownership and the willingness to make this home, and as well the project that we put for him, it's not a contract. It is a holistic approach to it, equity, different kind of contracts that he would never have in another club, etc., etc. So it's impossible to say one thing. It is a huge factor of things, and some that we cannot say yet, but we will figure it out soon.
Okay, and people noticed, and we don't know the data exactly, maybe you can share part of it. What was the business or financial impact of Lionel Messi to the club, to the league, to the sports environment here?
I can talk for the club, and I think that Commissioner and Eddie might be talking about audiences and viewership, etc. For us, it has been the night and day. I mean, we went from being a club in the MLS, making whatever, $60 million, to overnight becoming one of the prime sports property in the world, making hopefully next year above $200 million, having the interest from all over the world. There's this thing that I called in Barcelona the Messi tourism. Okay, so what does it mean? It means that you are not traveling just. There's some people that they check when Messi is playing and they book their flights, hotels, and so on, and they come just to watch Messi. But there's a huge amount of people that when they go is like, okay, we gotta be in Miami. It's like, hold on a second, check the MLS calendar. Do we have Messi playing or not? No, it's next weekend. Okay, so we gotta change the flight. We go next weekend. We were planning on going to Miami, and that's the beauty of Miami. It is a destination that organically attracts people by itself. But now I think that we are having this. So the economical impact for us, it has been the complete game changer. I mean, we changed overnight, and that carries a huge challenge because what got you here will not get you there. You know, so our mindset needs to change as a club and so on. So it's challenging, but it is a completely different ball game, and I guess that for the league too, and for our partner Apple as well.
I was going to ask you about what would you say people would move their calendars to see Messi, and people want to see him playing in person. What does it mean from the business perspective, the fact that you guys don't have a stadium like areas like in Barcelona? What element plays that in?
It's super challenging. It's super challenging in a way that we are playing in a temporary venue. And we are having the amazing project of Miami Freedom Park that it will be finished end of 2025. And obviously, this is a situation that we have to deal with. Every stadium that we go, we went to Chicago, we went to Charlotte, those are NFL stadiums, they were packed, so it's obvious that for them it's once in a year. For us, you know, we play week in, week out. But as I said, the economical impact, as you can imagine, it's 3 times what we were making before Messi. So that allows us to be so competitive. At the end of the day, for me, the main goal of a football club, of a soccer club, is to win. And if you have other objective than that, I think in a humble way that you're wrong. What you got to do is win. But then the immediate next objective that you have as a football club is to maximize revenues. Not just for the sake of greediness or for because ownership want the money back, etc., etc. It is because that money will allow you to maintain that competitiveness that we were talking. And then you have the brand equity, etc., etc. So for us, being able to be at the level of the Deloitte Money League, being in an American club, a US club, it is outstanding. And honestly, that was the objective. You know, you always have scenarios. Normal, worst, best. We surpass the best scenario that we were having on the papers. And we are super proud and happy about it.
Last question, and I don't know if there's any questions from the audience after that. I don't know how much time we have later. But, how is the league doing with Messi?
Is it a question for me or for Commissioner?
No, it's for you. I mean, in terms of like, how did the league welcome this move? How did the league help you in this move? And how is it reacting, understanding that this is something that could change potentially the history of football in the U.S.?
Let me put it that way, without the league, this would not have been possible. So we're extremely thankful to obviously Commissioner and everyone at the league, because at the end of the day, this is a partnership. You know, 80% of zero is zero. and that's the approach to it. You know, it's like obviously we have to do some sacrifices here and there, but at the end of the day, we are in the people's business. So it's a matter. I mean, I don't see or I don't understand that there is a problem that cannot be solved by sitting down on a table, talking to people. So on that, the league has been super helpful, and I guess that, I mean, we're all super happy, honestly, and as well, our partner, or our partners in that sense, Apple, Adidas, I think that they are extremely happy with that and could not be happier with this. Actually, we hope that this is the benchmark in order that the other teams in the league, Messi is in a different table. Okay. It's one of a kind. There's no one else like Messi. but I think that this should be the way, or this should show the path to the other teams and to the other owners in order to be ambitious and invest in high caliber players in order that the league keeps on growing at the pace that it grew the last 6 months, I would say.
That's probably ambition, one of the words that defines what you guys did here with Messi. It was
Thank
very
you.
ambitious.
Thank
I don't
you.
know if there's any questions. Otherwise, we will remind you that Inter Miami's jersey, how many jerseys officially you have sold, Messi's and the clubs, since he came in July?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I
Okay,
guess
if you're
that
not.
I always get in trouble. But no, but the thing is that there's no Messi jerseys.
Okay,
You know,
well,
the jerseys.
Inter Miami's with the number 10.
No, but that's correct. I mean, and if you allow me, that goes back to the Barcelona time. You know, it's like, I mean, we were selling more than 2 million jerseys, Nike jerseys, FC Barcelona, and some of them are printed with Messi 10, but at the end of the day, it is the jersey what you are really selling. In here, we have a problem. We have a situation that we don't have the direct relationship with Adidas. It is a league relationship.
Right.
So then, when they do a forecast, and that's one of the challenges that we encounter, I could not go to Adidas and say, hey, be ready for July, because I didn't know. And Adidas, despite they were asking, is like, okay, be ready to produce 500,000 jerseys because you are going to sell them. You couldn't say that because you didn't have certainty, and the production process is really slow. So at the end of the day, what I can say are two things. We completely sold out any jersey that you've seen. So I would say that 95% of the jerseys that you see are fake, which I'm not happy about it, but
It's a fact.
it's a fact. And the second thing is that what Adidas projected to produce next year, it is at the level of, I would say, the 4th or the 5th club in the world in terms of number of jerseys. Obviously, you have Real Madrid, you have FC Barcelona, you have Manchester United, you have the Argentina Football Association right now, and maybe the Brazilian national team. And then we would be in the next bucket.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. I think that that's amazing, and we should be all super happy and proud, MLS and us, because that's the power of Messi. And again, it's not subjective, it's objective. Those are data and numbers. So it's amazing. I can tell you that the numbers are more than 300K and less than 2 million. Thank you.
Thank you.
There was a question, or?
I don't know. I didn't see any hands, so we don't
No
have
hands,
time.
no questions.
We
Okay,
don't
sorry.
have time.
I always get in trouble. Thank you.